In the ruthless chess game of Hollywood, Meghan Markle may have just made a fatal mistake. It wasn't a PR blunder or a failed brand deal. It was a quiet act of betrayal against the one man she couldn't afford to cross. The man she once called her savior, the godfather to her child, the powerful Hollywood titan Tyler Perry, has become a digital ghost in her carefully curated world. He's been erased. But this wasn't just sidelining a friend. It was arming a witness. Insiders now say that in her haste to protect her image from a brewing scandal, Meghan forgot one crucial detail. Tyler Perry knows everything. He wasn't just a benefactor. He was her confidant during the unfiltered, desperate hours of her royal exit. He is the living black box of the Sussex saga. And now, scorned and silenced, he's become a reputational time bomb ticking at the very heart of her fragile empire. This is the story of how the ultimate betrayal could lead to the ultimate downfall. To understand the sheer magnitude of this crisis, you have to remember who Tyler Perry was to Meghan and Harry. He wasn't just another celebrity contact on their list. He was their lifeline in the hurricane. When they fled the UK, engulfed in a torrent of negative press, the slam of palace doors echoing behind them, it was Tyler who offered them sanctuary. He didn't just give them a house. He gave them his heavily secured, multi-million-dollar fortress, a place to breathe when the world was closing in. He provided them with top-tier security when the royal family wouldn't, and he became a surrogate father figure, the emotional bedrock in their chaotic new California life. Meghan wasn't shy about this. She expertly wove him into the very fabric of her survival story, dropping his name in major interviews as a testament to her powerful alliances. He was family, so much so that they named him godfather to their daughter Lilibet. He was, in short, a central, heroic character in the triumphant narrative of their escape. And then he vanished.
If you think about it, Meghan got everything she wanted. She got the husband, she got the children, she got the HRH, she got everything that allowed her to rise up and to have that global recognition that we know how badly she wanted that.
Meghan ruined Harry. Now that the once carefree, fun-loving prince has turned into a miserable moaner, lashing out from the depths of his paranoia at a world he thinks is conspiring against him.
The erasure was executed with clinical precision. First, the public mention ceased. Then, the social media tags disappeared. Finally came the brutally obvious public snubs. Insiders describe a tense awards show where Meghan, while in the same room, allegedly gave a quiet instruction to her publicist to ensure she was seated far from his table, even as he was being honored. This calculated distancing began even before troubling allegations of inappropriate behaviors surfaced against Perry. When those stories broke, Meghan's silence became deafening. No statement of support, no defense of her family, nothing. For the architect of a brand built on loyalty and speaking your truth, the silence was a strategic, cold-blooded decision. It was a preemptive strike to protect herself, but it was also a message. This move fits a chilling pattern. Meghan has demonstrated a scorched earth policy on relationships that no longer serve her narrative. Her once inseparable best friend, Jessica Mulroney, was digitally exiled after a scandal of her own. Key royal aides who were once part of her inner circle, like Samantha Cohen, quietly disappeared from her world. But Tyler Perry is different. He isn't a stylist or an aide. He is a Hollywood powerhouse with his own platform, his own influence, and a vault of secrets that could dismantle the Sussex brand overnight. And this is where Meghan's gamble becomes so incredibly dangerous. Tyler Perry was there. He witnessed the late-night panics, the unfiltered conversations, the raw and desperate moments that never made it into the polished Oprah interview or the carefully edited Netflix docuseries. He knows what was said after the camera stopped rolling. He heard the unfiltered fears, the raw anger, and the names that were never spoken on television. He knows which stories were polished for public consumption and which truths were left on the cutting room floor. Insiders now say that in her attempt to erase him from her future, Meghan is actively rewriting her past, reportedly even exploring how to remove him as her daughter's godfather. It is an act of total narrative warfare. The problem is, you can't erase a man who holds the keys to your story. People close to Perry say he is deeply hurt, feeling used and discarded now that his utility has expired. He has remained silent, but that silence is now being reevaluated. If he feels his name and reputation are being sacrificed for her PR strategy, What stops him from setting the record straight?
Meghan Markle to join the 11th season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Ugh, so thirsty for any kind of attention. I would die before I would be on her reality show.
What mother or father in the name of sweet Jesus has enough time to create a fruit plate at 6 o'clock on a Monday morning when there's toast throwing around the room?
The couple have been begging for privacy, and South Park has done a parody of this, and apparently it has really upset Meghan Markle.
Who just went off on these, what did she call them? Queen's husband was dying, and she went on Oprah and suggested one or both of them are raging racists. She couldn't have cared less. She doesn't care about anyone other than herself.
I'm opening this cylinder now. If you're watching, hit what a ta-da!
One word from him could confirm or deny the most damaging rumors that have swirled around Meghan for years. He could speak to the bullying allegations detailed in the sealed Buckingham Palace report. He could reveal the true nature of their financial struggles before the Netflix deal. He could expose the unvarnished truth of their family dynamics. He is not just a witness, he is the star witness. Meghan's team is reportedly in full-blown crisis mode. And for good reason. Her Spotify deal has collapsed. Her podcast was quietly axed. And her American Riviera Orchard brand has been met with public mockery for selling overpriced jam and dog biscuits. Her narrative is already fraying at the edges. The public is growing tired of her vague, inspirational quotes, while her professional ventures flounder. Even People magazine, once her most loyal media ally, has shifted its focus back to a graceful and dutiful Princess Kate. Meghan is more vulnerable now than she has been since she left the UK. This is why the Tyler Perry situation is a reputational time bomb. Her silence on the allegations against him makes her look hypocritical to the public, a champion of women who goes quiet when a powerful male friend is accused. But speaking out in his defense would tie her brand to his controversy. She is trapped. Her attempt to control the narrative by ghosting him has only made her look ruthless and calculating. It sends a chilling message to anyone else in her orbit. You are only valuable as long as you are useful. At the end of the day, Meghan's entire brand is built on a carefully constructed story of a victim who became a victor, of a woman who escaped a toxic institution to live an authentic life. But that story is only as strong as the people who can vouch for it. When the very people who help write that narrative begin to feel betrayed, the cracks don't just show, they shatter the entire facade. Meghan's biggest mistake may have been underestimating Tyler Perry. She saw him as a chapter in her book that she could simply close. She may soon find out that he holds the power to write the final, devastating chapter himself. So now, we wait. Will Tyler Perry maintain his dignified silence? Or will the Godfather break his vow and reveal the secrets he holds? Every day that passes, the pressure builds, and Meghan's carefully controlled world inches closer to the edge of a cliff.